Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most shocking plot twist of the Premier League season. Phil Foden, England's golden boy, has forgotten how to score. Yes, the same guy who was juggling trophies last season is now juggling excuses. And let's not forget, this is Manchester City we're talking about, the team where even the ball boy has more assists than Foden right now. But how did we get here? From player of the season to the player everyone's side-eyeing. Is it the system, the pressure, or did someone just unplug his controller? Let's break it down. 1. A fall from grace. This time last year, Foden was on fire. Player of the season, PFA Player of the Year, the works. Fast forward to today, and his stats read like a striker playing for Sunday League. 13 appearances, 1 assist, and 0 goals. You could probably find better numbers in my fantasy football team, and trust me, that's saying something. The decline is so dramatic that fans have started calling it the curious case of Phil Foden. And instead of answering critics with performances, Foden decided to post pictures of his trophies on Instagram, because nothing says "I'm totally fine" like screaming into the void of social media. Imagine being a Liverpool fan scrolling past Foden's trophy flex after your team just beat City 2-0. That's like a student failing a test and pulling out last year's A+ report card. Look, I was smart once. Meanwhile, the pundits are quieter than Arsenal fans in May. Where's the outrage, Gary Neville? Did someone hide your microphone? 2. The Euro 2024 disaster. Foden's struggles didn't start this season. They began in the summer at Euro 2024. Expectations were sky high. England fans thought, finally, Foden's going to light up the international stage. Instead, he was about as impactful as a VAR decision in City's favor. 1 goal contribution since 2022. For context, that's fewer than Harry Maguire's accidental assists. It's like Foden becomes a completely different player when he puts on an England shirt. And not in a good way. More like when Superman takes off his cape and suddenly can't even open a pickle jar. Watching Foden play for England is like seeing a world-class chef struggle to make instant noodles. You're just sitting there like, what happened to the guy who made that 5-star soufflé last night? Maybe Gareth Southgate handed him the wrong instructions. Foden just run around and hope for the best. 3. Pep System. Blessing or curse. Pep Guardiola, the mastermind who turned Foden into a star. But let's be real. Pep's system is so meticulously designed, even a traffic cone could thrive if it stood in the right place. The problem? Foden's so used to playing in Pep's machine that he struggles anywhere else. Look at Cole Palmer. He left City, joined Chelsea, and suddenly started playing like Messi's long-lost cousin. Meanwhile, Foden's still stuck in Pep's matrix, unable to unlock his creative freedom. Pep probably has a flowchart for everything. Pass here, run there, blink twice and score. Take away the flowchart, and Foden's GPS says, recalculating. It's like Pep trained him to be a pianist, but only on one specific piano. Hand him a guitar, and he's completely lost. 4. Man City's woes. The perfect storm. But let's not put all the blame on Foden. Manchester City as a whole is struggling. They're 5th in the Premier League. 5th. For City fans, this is like being demoted from a penthouse to a 2-star motel. Injuries haven't helped. Kevin De Bruyne is out, and without him, Foden's like a Formula One car without an engine. Flashy, but going nowhere. John Stones and Mateo Kovacic are also sidelined. And suddenly, City's midfield looks more disorganized than a toddler's toy box. Without De Bruyne, those beautiful through balls have turned into hopeful punts. Foden's making runs into tight spaces, and the ball's just like, nah mate, not today. At this point, City might as well hire a shaman to cleanse the Etihad of bad vibes. 5. The mental game. Let's not ignore the psychological toll. Last year, Foden was the heir to David Silva's throne. Now he's struggling to keep his seat warm on the bench. The pressure to perform has turned from motivation to suffocation. And let's talk about the Instagram posts. Who advised him to do that? Hey Phil, your form's terrible. Why not remind everyone of your better days? It's like sending a breakup text and following it up with, but remember when I was romantic? If Foden spent half as much energy on his game as he does curating his Instagram, he'd have a Ballon d'Or by now. Someone please confiscate this man's phone until he scores at least 1 goal. 6. What needs to change? So how does Foden turn this around? First, he needs to adapt. Learn to play without Pep's GPS. Try freestyle football. Heck, play on the street for a bit. Anything to rediscover that spark. Second, stop fighting battles on Instagram. Goals speak louder than hashtags, my guy. Let your boots do the talking. And finally, take responsibility. This isn't just about Pep, City, or injuries. It's about stepping up and proving you're more than just a system player. Maybe he needs a Rocky montage. Just picture Foden running up the Etihad stairs, ball at his feet, screaming, "I'm not just a Pep puppet." Or he could pull a Ronaldo and start doing crunches every time he misses a pass. At least the abs will distract the fans. Phil Foden's story isn't over, it's just at a really weird chapter. Will he rediscover his form and remind us why he was England's golden boy? Or is this the beginning of a slow fade into mediocrity? What do you think? Can Foden rise again, or is this Pep's most overhyped masterpiece? Let me know in the comments. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because we'll be here to analyze every twist and turn of this wild football season.